Hi, this is Danette from the Birdcage Furniture. I picked up this chair today. Hope you can see. I picked up this chair today at a garage sale for like $5, like super cheap. And I'm gonna paint it. It's not perfect, but it should look really cute when it's done. So this is like a velvety fabric. And since I'm starting off with blue, I think what I'm going to do, I was doing some test colors on the cushion. And I think I'm going to use Bohemian Blue DIY, if you're not familiar with that. I'm going to be using DIY paint. And I do sell this paint. But I'm going to be using Bohemian Blue. Bohemian Blue, Marquee. I'm going to mix the Marquee and the Bohemian Blue to get like a purple color. And then, depending on what it looks like, I may use some Old 57 also. I'm not sure. Oh, and I have some gypsy green. But when you're painting on the fabric, the color of the original color of the fabric kind of dictates how your color is going to come out. So I test colored. I wanted to try to use some Queen Bee, but it kind of just turned like a icky green color, so I didn't really like it. And I tried some cowgirl coral too. I wasn't a big fan of it on this color, so I think I'm just going to work with this color scheme and see how it goes. What I do is I take a little bit of paint. I put maybe like this much paint in here, and then I fill it with water, because you want your paint pretty watered down. At least that's how I do it. Other people may do it other ways. But I find that you can paint better with it watered down. And you know, depending on the color that you're going for, you may have to apply a few different coats. But so I use my spray bottle, and I mist my fabric, and then I just start using my watered down paint. Now this is just like deepening the color that it already is. I don't know if you can see. Working. Can you see this here? Okay. The sun is glaring at me, so I can't see my screen real well. And you don't have to have your fabric like soaked. You just want it a little moist. The paint goes on really nice. So I'm just going to go ahead on this one whole section and use the Bohemian Blue. And because like this area here is going to be underneath the cushion, I'll kind of do my tests, like see what colors I want to work with, because I can hide that if I don't really like what the colors turn out looking like. I have no intentions of selling this chair, so I really didn't clean it really well. But I have some spots here on the fabric that I probably should have cleaned off. And it's coming off pretty easy. But I just picked this up. I thought, oh, this would be a fun chair to paint and get more, practice and painting fabric. So So I have that all painted in the Bohemian Blue. Now I think I'm going to add in some marquee in this area here. Can you see that? Hi, Catherine. Hi, Tammy. And move that. Hopefully you can see this. I'm just giving it a quick mist. And I have my marquee is also watered down. And what's nice about watering down your paint too is you're not using as much of it. It's not needed to have a thick paint on this. You can use it right out of the can. You don't have to water it down, but why not water it down? It's going to make it nicer, it's going to make it easier to paint, and it's going to save your product. So now I have that marquee in there. So I think I'm going to go back and add just a little bit of my Bohemian Blue right here and blend this. Can you see that? I really wish I could see my screen so I can see what you're seeing. But it blends really nice, just like if you're painting on wood. I think I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of gypsy green. I just had to water it down real quick. And I'm just using the same brush. I'm not changing brushes for every color. I don't really like that very well. I liked it better with the blue. So I'll let that dry a minute and I'll go back in with the Bohemian Blue. I think I'm going to try some Old 57. I think that'll look really nice up against this Bohemian Blue. Let's put on our arm here. Can you see the arms? Hi, Yvette. Yes, it's a great chair, isn't it? It's a great candidate for painting. Now you want to be mindful on the fabric that you're getting if you're getting a chair to paint. If you're getting a print, the print is going to show. It's not going to disappear, but you can, like the chair I did a couple weeks ago. I could go back over the embossed pattern and I could glaze it with my golden ticket and bring out those edges just like you would on a piece of furniture. So you can have a lot of fun painting chairs. My mom asked me today if when I'm done with this, if I'll give it to my brother. And I'm like, well, I don't know, because I don't know what it's going to look like when I'm done. But I don't plan on selling it. Do you see how easy that just goes on? And I'm using hardly any paint. I'm going to blend it back from here, dark, back, I think. So I'm just going to add a little Bohemian Blue here. And do the same thing on this side. Can you see? Oh, that's the other thing I love to paint. I love to paint lampshades. I have one that is like a cardboard inside. I haven't done that style. I'm going to do one of those. I think tonight I'm going to work on it. I've been buying up stuff just to paint and see how the paint holds up on it and what I can do. I bought some metal boxes last week at a garage sale, and I got some lamps and some lampshades. And when you're painting this, I mean, this is like the same thing as anything else. Like, if you want a darker color, you're going to want to go over it and give it multiple coats. But if you like the color, you know, especially like I said, you're working with the original color of the fabric. So don't think you can go buy a red chair and turn it into a white chair, because that's not going to happen. At least I don't think it will. I'll show you the inside of my cushion that I was playing with colors. Okay, I am going to make up some Old 57. Hi, Donna. And I just want to, here, let me show you. I'm just adding a small amount of paint in here. I don't have a sink out here, so I use water bottles. And then I'm just going to pour my water in. So I think I got enough water. And then I'm just going to mix it up. That's it. I'm all about conserving my paint. So I'm going to add some of this. And I think I got to move this down again. Hopefully you can see. I love the Old 57. I don't know if I like the marquee. I think I want it to be more purple. So I think I'm going to mix my marquee, my bohemian blue, go this lightly here. It's all about experimenting, just seeing. Oh, I like that. Can you see? Hi, Kimberly. There, I'm going to let that area dry a little bit. I'll come back to it. But I'm kind of liking that. So I'm going to move up here on the top area. Work up here. So I think what I'm going to do, So I'm going to go ahead and make all of this boho blue. So it's my base color. So then when I go in and add my Old 57, it has a bit more of a contrast. And it really goes a long way. Can you see that? I hope you can see it. I really want this to be a fun, funky chair. But if I was just wanting to put new life into it, I think I'd really be happy just putting on the Bohemian blue. It makes it look like a better chair already. But I want to have some fun. But here I did the, I was playing around with different colors. And if you can see, I added the queen bee. And I'm not real happy. It kind of turned it green. So I wasn't really happy with that. I did like some tones of the purple. This is a purple that I mixed out of boho blue and marquee, which I kind of liked. But I put that directly on the original color, so it seems a little faded. But I just played with it to see what colors I wanted to work with, because that'll be on the bottom of the cushion anyway. So, and this is really soft. Like, I mean, it's still drying, but it does not feel icky at all. So my mom was asking me, she was like, because my brother needs a new chair in his apartment, she was asking me if, you know, if he could have this chair, if he could sit in it every day. And I'm like, I think he can. I really don't know. I haven't tried. So this will be an experiment on that too, to find out how durable this is for an actual chair that you're going to use on a daily basis. I know Debbie Beard did her sofa, and she uses her sofa, so I'm assuming you can. But I've never tried. And if you don't have one of these little handy dandy little sprayers, oh my God, go get one. It's so awesome. This corner here is a little bit more wore than the rest of the chair, so the paint is matting a little bit more, only because the fabric is matted. All right, so now I have my Bohemian blue on. Now I want to go in, and I think I want to add maybe a little of the Old 57 in this area and see how that turns out. Really don't see a difference. Maybe a small difference, but not a significant difference. I am going to try some Kissing Booth. Now I'm going to take some Kissing Booth straight out of the can and just see what happens here. Ooh, it's giving me my purple that I wanted. Ooh, I like that. Can you see that? Where are we at here? This arm. Hi, Mary. I really hope you can see this because I cannot see in my camera, so I can't really see what you can see on here. But what I did here was I painted the base in just Bohemian Blue, and I went back over and added a little Old 57, and I really didn't like that. So I just came back over with Kissing Booth straight out of the jar and wet my fabric, and it gave me that pretty purple that I was kind of shooting for. So I'm gonna do the same thing over on this side, on this arm. And hopefully if you couldn't see this one, you can see this one. So I'm just gonna wet my fabric. I'm gonna go straight over it with Kissing Booth. And it's given me my purple again. And if you use DIY products already, you know that the water reactivates the layer of paint. So when you go back over and you're blending new colors in or trying to create another color, that it works really well. So it also works on fabric. It does the same thing. It's one of the things I really truly love about DIY is because you can just create, and no two pieces are going to be the same. So I did marquee. Let's see, I did marquee down here, and I'm really liking that purple that I created up here. So I'm going to take some of my Kissing Booth and I'm going to go back over my marquee and just see what happens. I know that I've already, I don't have the Bohemian, so I'm not going to create that purple, but I like that. That looks prettier to me. And it's blending in so nice. But it's still not pink pink, but once it's all sealed, it's gonna be a brighter color too. So another thing you have to keep in mind when you're using DIY is as it starts drying, it's gonna dull. And then once you seal it, it brings back all the vibrant color. I remember the first time I used DIY, I was like in a panic. I like freaked out. So I'm like, why does it look like this? And then I went and sealed it, and it was like a reveal to me. I was just so happy because all my color came back. So just keep that in mind when you're using DIY. That it is gonna, as it dries, it is gonna dull a little bit. But as soon as you seal it, it's gonna come back. Okay, so I'm gonna let those areas dry a little bit, and I'm gonna move on to the back. Hi, Tom. Again, let's make sure, hopefully you can see where I'm working at. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing that I did. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with boho, keep it the boho here, and I want to blend up into another color, and then probably top the edges off with the boho. And then at the very, very end, I'm going to come through and I'm going to bring in some golden ticket at the very end. But so I have to mix up a little bit more of my boho. And remember, when you're mixing it, a little goes a long way. You don't need a bunch of paint. I have a little bit of my kissing booth still on here. So it's almost already creating a little bit of a purple for me, which I kind of like. It's not as bright purple, but it's kind of got a tint of the purple. So I'm just going to work with that. And for me, again, I'm not selling this chair. So I'm just not going to go all the way down in there because the cushion's going to cover it. If I was selling this chair, I would definitely want to make sure that I covered everything possible. But for this, it's just a fun little project. And I just don't want to waste the energy doing it or the paint. It's not necessary. So, but the cushion's going to be all the way down there. So I don't see the need. Now I'm going to bring in some of my kissing booth. And by the way, I am using the Paint Pixie synthetic 10-inch oval brush for this. This is my favorite brush. It is very discolored, but it still does everything I want it to do. I'm really bad at washing my brushes. So I feel very safe when I forget to wash my brush using the synthetic, that I can, because again, water reactivates the DIY paint. So it's not like using latex paint or whatever. It dries on there, you're never going to get it out. But, so I'm a big fan of the synthetic Paint Pixie brush. Hey, Annette. I'm just painting me a chair that I picked up today. I really don't have a plan on what I'm doing. I'm just painting. That's the fun part, is when you're not selling something or you don't plan on selling it. you're just doing it for fun, you can just do any old thing you want. And it really doesn't matter. So just based on painting this fabric, I would say this is a great fabric to paint. But now, keep in mind, when you're buying something to paint, make sure that there's no tears and things like that in it, that it just needs paint. Like this one has a little tear in it. I couldn't have bought this to resell because I don't do upholstery like that in the first place, so I wouldn't want to buy anything that had rips in it. It would only be something that I could just, you know, literally paint. But this one is just fun, so it doesn't matter to me. And it painted really well. I mean, it did cover up the tear. Painted the foam or whatever in there. Kinda. I want to see what the old 57 will look like just straight on the fabric. Hi, Norma. Couple people from Texas today. Okay, now I like the old 57 right on top of the fabric. Not doing the bohemian blue first. And that's what I tried over here on this arm, was I put the old 57 over my bohemian blue. So I like it much better just going straight on the fabric. And I have my chair up so that I'm a little shorter than excuse me. I'm gonna get a stool so I can get on top of this. And I did not wet my fabric up here. I'm just applying the paint straight to the fabric. It's going on really well. Oh, I really like the old 57. Well, you do seal it. Just like anything else, you're going to seal your paint with the wax. So I want to blend this a little, so can you see that? Hi Trisha, hi Karen. I really like the old 57. I'm gonna do that. I gotta mix up some more. I really like it. Going straight on the fabric. The next thing I'm going to try on this is doing transfers. Let's see how transfers hold up. I see people doing it. I just have never done it myself. So I want to try it myself and see. Oh. So I just spilled my Old 57 when I went to grab it. So give me 1 second because I'm covered in Old 57 right now. Thank God I didn't spill a lot of it. Okay. Okay. And I'm getting ready to spill my marquee. Do you see where I'm painting it right now? It's so pretty. I just love it. I'm going to go back on this other side and do this other arm. Now this is coming out a little brighter, I think, because I haven't re-dipped into my Bohemian blue for a little while. So this side looks a little brighter than that side. So depending on the vibrance, you know, so let's say you're doing the same chair and you wanted the Old 57 to be the true Old 57 versus a tinted shade of it, maybe try using a different brush or cleaning your brush out. But like I said, on that arm to this arm, I had been using the boho here, so I had a little bit more still on my brush on that one. So its side's a little darker. My squirt bottle doesn't want to squirt upside down. And if you can, as you can see, painting a chair does not take that long. I think just playing with it, like I'll probably go on this trim here and add Old 57. I'm not Old 57, Golden Ticket. I'll probably go in and add Golden Ticket there. I have no clue. So I'm going to squeeze back by here again. And I'm going to go add another layer of my Old 57 and try to brighten this up a little bit more. And it's working. And I did not re-wet this side. I'm just reapplying paint. It's brightening up. And I think what I'm going to do is take my Old 57 on my little wings here and go across the sides go down and then do my whole back and blend it into the 057 with the Bohemian Blue. So it has a little bit of interest from the side angle. So I'm gonna add a little bit more of the 057 to the top here, because I'm gonna bring that Bohemian Blue up and blend it in. Weird painting from this angle because I can't really see what I'm accomplishing. Looking a little more interesting. See this? I don't know how well you can see, and I know I keep saying that, but here's a little worn. This fabric is. So to me, it looks a little funky. So I'm just gonna try blending it out a little bit more because I don't want the focal point to go to the bad spots in this fabric. I have a little bit more purple on this side than this side, so I think I'm going to add just a smudge more Kissing Booth to create that purple, since I just went back over it with the Bohemian Blue. There's, you know, velvet. It goes two directions. So if I can do a stroke up and stroke down, it's going to look different. So I'm just trying to get all of my fabric going in the same direction so I can kind of see what it actually looks like. So anyway, hopefully this little video will help somebody on fabric painting. I'm just really figuring it out myself, but it is a lot of fun, and I recommend, if you're gonna try fabric painting, use I would say DIY would be the absolute best choice, but not everybody is going to use the same products. So I think I would recommend just finding products that are going to react well when you water them down. And that's most paints. I did one time try bear paint on a lampshade, silk lampshade, and it worked just fine. So I think you can virtually use any product that you want. But I definitely highly, highly, highly recommend DIY because, again, it's one of the only paints that is going to reactivate when you water it down. And in a situation like this, when you're working with fabric and as it sits and it dries, and maybe it's not exactly the look you're going for, especially when you're blending colors, so you squirt it down and you're able to reactivate it and reblend it and change it. It's not like you make a mistake on a piece of wood, you can always sand your wood back down. So that's just my recommendations. I hope everybody got something out of this video. I had a lot of fun doing it. Have a great day.